What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Lotus Asakura, the one who never knows best, and today I'm bringing you some more coverage of one of my tournament runs, this time from City Mayhem. Now, the thing about this tournament is, number one, this one actually took place before NLBC, which is what you just recently saw on the channel, where I, quite frankly, I gave one of my worst tournament performances in probably over a year, or ever. I don't know if I've ever performed that poorly. I went 1-2, which you don't really like to see, but the day before that, yeah, no, it was literally the day before that, I participated in City of Mayhem, and I was again running a team of 18 Bardock and Trunks, and I did much better. This series of videos is going to go on a bit longer than LBC run did. But yeah, you'll see that, oh, these crossers right now coming out left, right, and center. Hold up, wait a minute, and I didn't super dash that for some reason. But yeah, so this tournament actually took place before that one, but also, I'm actually running this back with commentary over, so usually what I do is I record my gameplay while I'm competing, and I just do it without my webcam and without live commentary or whatever, right? And then for these videos, I'll go back and I'll do post-com. But for this, at least for this first fight, right, the rest of the videos will be as normal. But honestly, you guys might prefer this. I don't know if it makes much of a difference, but I actually recorded my first match with my audio muted. Well, how do I explain? Long story short, I had a stream open in a different tab that I didn't realize it also had audio playing, so it kind of ruined the audio for the game as well, because it wasn't on a different track like it was supposed to be, and I botched the audio, so I'm recording this from the in-game replays as opposed to how I usually have it, you know, playing from my desktop, essentially. Anyway, that being said, it doesn't really make much of a difference, I guess, for you guys, maybe? I don't know. But yeah, just a little bit more work in editing on my part, kind of, sort of, but not really. I don't know, is this easier? Should I just do this from now on? Now that I think about it, just play the replays in-game and then commentate over it this way? Is this actually less work or more work? It might be I don't know, but what I do know is that right now we're up against our opponent named Garbaggio, who's running a team of Kid Buu, Blue Goku, and Base Vegeta, not necessarily in that order, but you'll see that we both spent our sparking at this point. I still have a full health Trunks, we got 7 bars, well 6.5, not really spent half a bar. 18 is still alive, Bardock is still at full health with a little bit of blue life left to recover, and yeah, we take him back to the corner with this level 3 for the hard knockdown. Now, the thing is, I would say that Trunks is level 3. It's actually really strong, right? And I don't mean in terms of damage, I mean in terms of the Oki. And of course, we already know, so you get a really good mix-up off of Trunks level 3 when you can do it mid-screen. Of course, you have to spend some resources in order to do that. However, I would say in the corner, Trunks' level 3 is still pretty powerful, because as a lot of you guys know by now, especially if you're somebody who watches me regularly, Trunks has some pretty strong options post level 3. So he's got Change the Future, right? If you do meaty Change the Future at level 3, you are +4 on block. If they get hit by it, well then obviously you just get a full free medium scale combo. Right, but on top of that, you get an easy safe jump with IAD JM after his level 3. And so with that, right, people are always on the lookout for the, at least when they fight me, people are always on the lookout for the Change the Future or the IAD JM, right? You can also do a double overhead with Jump Medium Light, or a triple overhead with Jump Medium Light, and then a Light Shining Slash, or Heavy Shining Slash, or Heavy Shining Slash if you want, but like with Shining Slash, right? But with that being said, since people are always on the lookout for that, right, I actually get a decent amount of success with doing 2M post level 3 in the corner with Trunks, because people are expecting that safe jump, people are expecting that overhead, especially like the triple overhead, right? So you'd be surprised how often you get a 2M there, and then of course you throw in Dragon Rush as well, and like, you know, the really good players are able to react to these things and you know, block appropriately and accordingly, and you know, if they want to block low and then react to the IAD, and then, you know what I'm saying, and then take the gamble on blocking a Shining Slash or not. Wow, I can't believe he was able to, you know, wow, this is an interesting match. Yeah, I don't know, this is something I'm thinking about, because like I realize that I get the hit after Trunks level 3 quite a bit, actually. I'm very rarely not getting the hit, I feel like, after the fact. Because even then, let's say they block IAD, Jump Medium Light, Dragon Rush, Shining Slash, 2M, there's still like, it's not like a mix-up per se, but you know what I'm saying, there's still some guesswork or some RPS to a degree involved. Like I said, the better players are able to handle that a lot better. A bit redundant, but yeah. Anyway, that being said, we take the first game over Garbaggio, and since this is the in-game replay, you know what, I don't even have to really chop this up, to be honest. I could just, well, I do have to cut it a little bit, because then if I don't, then you'll get the spoilers as I go through the list to see who won what matches. So I'll be right back with the second game. So I do have to still edit a little bit, but yeah. And so we proceed on to game number 2 against Garbaggio. Again, running that team Blue Goku with the A assist, Kid Buu with the C assist, which is actually pretty common, pretty popular these days, and then Base Vegeta Anchor, which is a bit odd, but can definitely work. And he's running Base Vegeta with the B assist, and I just realized my knuckle is split. I don't know how or when that happened, but that stings a little bit. Yeah, you know what's funny about this is that I felt like I was playing really bad this event. right? I felt like I was playing bad before the tournament, because I actually warmed up a little bit, just running some casuals online. I felt like I was playing really sloppy. And then even at the start of the first match against Garbaggio, even though I was doing some good stuff here or there, again, I was pretty sloppy. And, you know, dropping some inputs and whatever. And then the ironic part about it is that even though I felt that way, I ended up going a lot further in this tournament and beating some pretty notable players. Whereas in the last tournament that you guys saw, which was after this one, in NLBC, I was warming up against Dismantlex. And if you've been following, you know, Dragon Ball FighterZ competitively, especially here on the East Coast, you've been seeing NLBC, City Mayhem. Then you know who Dismantlex is. You know he's a very powerful player who has won his fair share of events. And even when he doesn't win, he usually places, you know, top 3 and gets top 8s pretty easily. I was warming up against him, and I felt like I was playing really well, like some of my best. And then I got in tournament and I folded. Like I just dropped every combo, and the plays I was making just weren't nearly as good. Like I don't know. But it is what it is. I'm one of those players who like never tries to really overestimate myself, and to the point where I might underestimate myself sometimes. But it's funny how, like, you know, when I'm feeling good, I do poorly, and then when I was feeling bad, I did really well. So I don't know. I don't really know what to think about that. But you can see here in the second game against Garbaggio, we're actually playing decently well, or at least well enough to the point where like we had a damn near perfect on him until we got hit by that super dash, getting caught out of my EX flip. Yeah, it is what it is. And he went for the ball, or the you know, arm ball on Oki, and I tried to reflect it, but I just mistimed it, and yeah, good reflect into the stomp. The Kid Buu special, reflect into 1M or 2M. That's what they all do. And yeah, EX ball into the level 3, and this is fine because I mean, like, even though he's doing some damage right here with Kid Buu, the Oki here isn't phenomenal. He's not going to do anything too crazy. And even if I lose 18, even though he did hit with the cross and key blast, that was pretty strong. Even if I do lose 18 here, I still have Bardock and Trunks. And whenever I'm playing this team, when 18 dies first, it's not a big deal if 18 dies unless she dies, wow, before she gets to do anything, right? I've had a lot of matches where I'll be playing this team and I lose the point where right away and 18 gets steamrolled off rip. But if I can at least do some damage to 18 before she goes out, then I'm usually not too fussed about it. Like, obviously, you want to be the one steamroll. You want to be the one giving snowball effect, especially when you're playing a character like Android 18. You want to get that momentum going, the corner pressure, the Oki, the EX17, the level 3 makes up, which is pretty powerful, right? But, I mean, like, I feel like my Bardock and Trunks in general are just a lot more reliable than my 18 is. Like, I feel like when 18 gets going, she's arguably the best out of the 3 for me, and definitely the strongest character out of the 3, in my opinion. Even though I don't think she's as strong as a lot of other people do. Yeah, it's like 18 dies, I'm like, whatever. I still have Spark and I have Bardock and Trunks. I can get the job done. That being said, we are in fact getting the job done. Hitting the level 3 on his base Vegeta. Reflect, I was looking for a raw tag there, he didn't give it to me. Reflect the beam, and then I let him IAD jam on my dome piece. It is what it is, though. Knock up, should go into a level 3 here. Command grab. Oh, you're right, he actually swapped out into the Kid Buu. I wanted to recover some of that blue life on base Vegeta, I suppose, as his health is pretty low. He had a decent chunk of blue life. I want to say it's about a good 10 to 15%, and I just eat the 2L on wake up. It's fine though, it's fine. Like I still have Trunks with some meter, and obviously this is my best character and the character I believe in the most. So I kind of never really count myself out as long as I have him alive. We find the EX flip into the overhead. He doesn't block it. He gets caught slipping. I spin the bar on the level 3 here because I want to start knockdown again. Trunks is level 3. Oki is pretty solid. I go for the jump medium, Dragon Rush. Ooh, actually texted, good stuff by him. Looking for that raw tag, he's not giving it to me, so I go in. Don't have any bar, it's fine. Ooh, the 2M was kind of, you know what? I feel like with Trunks, I don't use 2M enough. I have a pretty good 2M that I should be probably using more neutral, like a Goku player, because you guys know all the Goku players and the adult Gohan players, they love throwing out that 2M willy-nilly. Blue Goku, Super Saiyan Goku, Gogeta players, and adult Gohan, they throw out that 2M like crazy. And I have a similar ish, like it's not as good in terms of frame data or anything like that, but I have like a sliding 2M that I should be using more. Also, yeah, this match is coming down to the wire. Hold up, wait a minute. Oh, the rocket kicked me by Shining Slash into loops. Oh no, he spent the EX. No, you fool. I jump out. That was supposed to be EX flip input, I'm not gonna lie. Super dash, EX flip, overhead, Shining Slash, and that's game. Unless I drop the input for the super and get a Dragon Rush, which I did. Another Shining Slash. And by the skin of our teeth, we take game number 2 over Garbaggio and win the set 2-0. But yeah, what he should have done there with base Vegeta, and I get it, it's not obviously the easiest thing to do in the world, and maybe he thought that it was going to be enough. But if he had just done like at least 1 or 2 reps of Ki Blast loops in the corner after that post vanish situation, he would have been able to just do knockdown into level 3, and it would have been enough. Like, it definitely would have been enough. And even then, maybe if he had just Wait, isn't the whole point of that Ki Blast route, by the way, that you do the Ki Blast into the knee dive that you can get medium knee dive? So you probably could have done, without spending bar, medium knee dive into command grab to level 3, and that definitely would have been enough. I don't know, and things got really scrambled there in that second game, but in the end we managed to take it somehow, even though I slipped up, but I guess my mistakes just cost me less than they cost him. That being said, we proceeded onward into the bracket into round 3, because like I said, I usually get a bye in round 1 of these tournaments, and yeah, I'll be back with the next set. And so we proceed on into winners round 3 of the bracket up against NYC Prodigy, running his team of Gotenks, Zamasu, and GT Goku, which you don't really see a lot of. Despite the buffs that Zamasu got and people saying that he's gotten a lot stronger as a much more valuable character, you still don't really see a whole lot of people playing him. Some of the Zamasu enthusiasts, like what's his name, Gropis, I believe, which is a player from Spain, don't quote me. Prodigy as well, I believe, even Nokami. So some of those guys, right, have you know, gone back to Zamasu and given him a fair shot, but you don't really see that many people like newly picking him up, you know what I'm saying? Also, this match is actually being played back from the recording that I had as opposed to the in-game replay. I'm actually curious to see now that I think about it, which one has the better quality between the two. I don't actually know which one will actually look better. It's probably actually the in-game replays. I don't know. I'll figure that out for myself later. But anyway, so Prodigy. Prodigy, for those of you guys who don't know, is actually an EVO finalist from, I can't remember the year, but he was a very, very powerful Marvel 3 player. He made top 8 at EVO in Marvel 3, you know, back, I want to say like 2012, 2013, somewhere around there. Don't quote me on the exact year. But yeah, very formidable fighting game player, obviously a powerful fighters player as well, and somebody who, admittedly, going into this set, I did not think I was going to beat. Now, that being said, I have played Prodigy before, and the last time I played Prodigy was actually in bracket at the City Mayhem, and I did beat him. However, again, like I said, this day, I didn't feel too good about how I was playing. I felt like I was being pretty sloppy, and I didn't think I was going to be able to win. But that being said, we're actually holding our own right now, making some mistakes, like still, I'm saying this kind of questionable decision-making, bad conversions, but the falling jump medium there was so good. But yeah, not to mention he's playing the Gotenks, right, and GT Goku, and fighting both those characters is a bit of a pain and pretty difficult, especially for my team because they're so small, right? I feel like, outside of like Change the Future or just Change the Future Assist, it's pretty difficult for me to catch some of those characters, and Zamasu is another character who does a really good job at running away, and I feel like I don't really have any tools, again, outside of like Change the Future, that lend well to catching him or like, you know, forcing him to like, you know, actually play the game and engage. And GT Goku is the hardest out of them all because I just feel like I just don't have the buttons or the tools necessary to catch him most of the time. Throughout, and I spark and I super dash like like an idiot right to the EX226H. Is it necessary to say EX if I'm saying H anyway? Into the 226H, and but it's fine. We're actually looking really good here. And this, yeah, I brain farted here because I wanted to do EX spin, but then I looked at my bar and I was like, wait, then I won't have 3 bars, and I wasn't sure if I was gonna need the 3 bars in order to kill. But in hindsight, I should have just done the EX spin into level 1. It probably would have been enough, but it's fine. Barrier covers my tracks. We find the 2M and we kill the GT Goku anyway. And despite the fact that I wasn't feeling very confident going into this, again, barely saving my life getting a medium starter, we're looking really good here in game 1 against Prodigy. Like I said, like Prodigy is pretty good. He's not one of the best players in DBFZ on the East Coast, but he's definitely like one that whose name you put some respect on, right? And I just didn't think I was gonna win, and then I took the first game, so I was like, oh, wait a minute, maybe I can actually do this. And not only did I take the first game, I took it pretty convincingly. Now, I will say, there was definitely some scramble situations going on that, you know what I'm saying, were a little questionable to say the least. And I will also say that the connection wasn't the best. We were hitting 3 or 4 frames from time to time, mostly at 2, but like, you know, it's online is online, net pain will be net pain, and you know, that delay-based netcode, well, yeah, not exactly our best friend. But despite it all, you know, I'd say we did pretty well. And I will also say that like his team is definitely more difficult to play in a bad connection than mine is with Gotenks as a monster, just because they require a bit more execution than 18 Bardock and Trunks do for the most part. Obviously 18 and Trunks has some execution that their own. Bardock is usually pretty simple. I mean, every character in this game has some higher execution stuff if you're really about that life. Like, you know what I'm saying, some characters can be played easier than others. Well, I say every character. I don't know. I don't really think anything UI Goku has to do is difficult. And same thing goes for Z Broly, but Vegito either. But they gotta have some secret stuff that's actually pretty hard to do. But for the most part, they're pretty simple. But then again, so is Bardock, so it is what it is. I digress. Point is, yeah, I was just saying that, you know, his team is a bit harder to play than mine is, I would say. And again, going back to what I was talking about with his GT Goku, He's playing GT Goku with the B assist, which I always thought the B assist was very good. Ever since Season 3 started, I thought the B assist was very good. But people just didn't like it for one reason or another for the most part, and he was waiting for a raw tag there. I didn't give it to him. I caught him with the key blast. Let's go. We're looking really good here in game number 2. Oh my god. Actually, fun fact, funny story. I'm gonna get back to GT Goku in just a minute. But the first time I ever made a top 8 at City of Mayhem was that time I played Prodigy and I beat him. Now that I think about it, yeah. I remember I beat him in losers bracket. I made losers top 8. I don't remember. I think I might have only even got 7th or 5th place that night, but just even still, yeah. I'm pretty sure I beat Prodigy and Scamby. I think I beat them both that same night. Yeah. That was like one of my best performances. Yeah. Anyway, going back to GT Goku. So ever since they nerfed the A assist, if you see anybody playing GT Goku now, they pretty much are always playing that B assist. And again, it's really good. It's got decent block stun, a decent hitbox, really good hit stun. Did I say hit stun? Block stun and hit stun. So it's definitely viable. I mean, I think GT Goku obviously is much weaker as a character than he was in Season 2. But that being said, he's a character that I might... Don't hold me to this. I know saying this, I'm digging myself a grave because y'all are just gonna berate me with comments until the end of time. Hey, look, remember when you said, hey, are you still thinking about, are you gonna play, are you thinking about, because I did that with DBS Broly once, and y'all never shut up about it until I actually started playing him. But GT Goku is a character I've always liked since he came out, and I played him a lot when he first dropped. But ultimately, I decided not to pick him up because, as far as assists go, that 2M was ridiculous, Lotus. Oh my god. His A assist, which is all you had at the time of his release, was very much like Trunks' assist in terms of utility, but way better. But I was not wanting to play Trunks, or I was not wanting to play GT Goku instead of Trunks, so I just played Trunks and kept playing my main team. But I was playing Bardock GT Goku Trunks. I didn't want to drop 18. I was playing Bardock GT Goku Trunks when GT Goku came out, and I was like, yo, this team is OD, this character is ridiculous, and he's a lot of fun. And unlike a lot of people, I was really excited about GT Goku. I still think he's really cool, and I thought it was really cool upon release. I know a lot of people were really disappointed that he's not Super Saiyan 4 Goku or you know, whatever, but like, I don't know, I always liked him. He was a pain in the ass to fight. He was definitely annoying. I definitely got tired of him, of fighting him, but like, I might actually pick him up and try to play him now, because no one does, and like, you know, I've always liked him. That being said, you can see we have the lead here. This game has mostly been going in our favor. We made some good decisions, dropped some things here and there, made a couple of bad decisions. That's whoosh! Speaking of bad decisions, the raw level 3 after the 6M, my boy was getting desperate. But yeah, we finally hit on the GT Goku medium starter, level 1 into level 3, and it's looking like that's all she wrote here. I mean, he's got a little bit of health left, but I've got like 2 characters that are nearly half health, except I go for the triple overhead and he mashes Vanish in the corner. Delays a string and I get counter hit, but I managed to take the throw. And why didn't I fall with a button there? I should have fallen with JM or JH. That Key Blast gets super dash through. The scramble situations are not working out in my favor right now. That's going to be the end of Trunks, barring a drop combo, knockdown into level 1. Even without the boosted damage, that was always going to be a kill on Trunks, and now this game just became very winnable for him. And again, GT Goku, very hard to catch. Very hard character to get a hold of. Lariat, it's fine. I'm trying to find the jump medium and the falling jump light. My jump medium whiz, but GT Goku jump light doesn't. I've talked to you guys about this time and time again when this character does come up in ranked. But GT Goku's normals are deceptively good, especially the jump light. The jump light always has so much more range than I anticipate. He's such a small character and he feels like he's so hard to catch. It's so hard to land a hit on him, which is one reason why I feel like he's still pretty powerful as an anchor, because it's hard to play neutral against him. Like, he's hard to catch, like he's hard to hit. I'm saying some characters can do it better than others, but I struggle. And I say that as a player who, like, despite what I think, gets complimented on my neutral all the time. And people always tell me that my air-to-airs are really good, but when I'm fighting GT Goku, I feel like I'm just like, bro, constantly playing this game of cat and mouse that I can't win. That being said, well played by Prodigy. He held his composure and he was able to clutch out game number 2. So we end up going to a game 3. And you can see he actually got the first hit here, took me to the corner. And, you know, but I did not end up getting mixed up by the Ghost Oki. And so that's one thing I will say, that Ghost Oki didn't really come up too much fighting Prodigy, which was something that I was definitely worried about. Because I know, like, in his mind, he's probably thinking, okay, if this dude gets the hit, he's going to be doing the EX17 shenanigans with Android 18. And I'm thinking if he gets the hit, then I'm going to have the whole Ghost Oki and stuff, right? But it didn't really come up for either of us, you know what I'm saying? Like, neither of us really got our ideal game plan going with our point characters. I'd say there was a lot of scramble situations going on, and like, even when neutral ended and somebody landed a hit, it never really like completely determined the tide of the entire match, I would say. That being said, we do get hit with some Ghost Oki there, and I spark, and I did not punish that. We find the hit, and I get the double Sunday, but I'd already used my sparking, so there wasn't really a whole lot I could do off this. And yeah, at this point, I decided that it really wasn't worth snapping into Zamasu for that blue life. But I mean, I went for the Dragon Rush there anyway. And then I was like, okay, like getting the hit now, I was like, okay, it's definitely not worth it. Except he got hit by the CTF and a bit of the super dash. So he ended up taking pretty much the same damage as he did from the double Sunday. I mean, like, you know, the blue life he recovered, he pretty much lost again off the interaction. So I was like, okay, I'll take this hit. I'll snap him in. EX Lariat, changed the future assist, Dragon Rush, pretty cheap, hard to see, really hard to tech. A lot of players will try to mash through that, but I can also just 12 or 5L the 2M there, so a lot of times I get counter hit trying to do that. The 2H was missing there. I should have 2H that, but I was already in the middle of a 2L. But it's fine. Backdash on the guard cancel. And I don't remember what happens here. Does he actually go for Ghost Loki or does he snap? Yeah, he didn't go for Ghost Loki. Like I said, it didn't really come up. And then he gets counter hit by a 2M, so that's going to be the end of Gotenks. So we find the medium starter, knock down to the Bardock assist. We've got 2 bars and we only even need 1. Now, I honestly wanted to swap out into 18 here, but I didn't want to risk the ultimate Z change because I wasn't really feeling too confident in my execution. And even though it's a really simple input, you just do half triple forward plus your assist, I was like, I could botch it. And I'd already dropped a couple super inputs today. Like I said, I dropped the super in the clutch against Garbaggio in game 1, and I don't believe his like actual tournament name was Garbaggio. That was just his in-game name, but forgive me, I forget what his tournament name was. That being said, he tries to hit us with the Blades of Judgment. I'm not having any of it. Reflect into tag. Level 1, level 1, level 1, that's going to be the end of Zamasu, but again, it's GT Goku, full health. I had 3 characters this time, right? So I still have my full team, so I definitely have the advantage here. I have the upper hand. But as I said before, catching GT Goku kind of difficult. So what I need to be doing here is relying a lot on change the future assist, right? I'm going in with Bardock, but what I really should be doing is letting him come to me. And you'll start to see that that's something I realized, right? I was going in and I was like, wait a minute, I have a big lead here. I don't really have to be too aggressive. I can afford to be more passive and let him make the mistake. However, that being said, ain't nothing like a Lariat into a change of future assist except, you know, he's sneaking that Dragon Rush. So we get the hit here. EX spin for the knockdown. Safe jump. Another Dragon Rush behind the barrier. I'm like, hey, if he's not teching him, I'm gonna keep using him, you know what I'm saying? don't fix what ain't broken, you know what I mean? And then I dropped the combo. That could have been potentially a dead GT Goku. I'm not entirely certain if I would have built the 4th bar there, but I had 3 bars. I could have definitely gone for a level 3 into a knockdown, but hey, the world may never know. Lariat plus assist, but again, GT Goku too small. I should have done jump medium instead of jump light, and he goes for another raw level 3 in a desperate situation like that, except this time I was actually in the middle of a 2L animation, so I actually was not able to block that or reflect it and punish it. That being said, when I got hit, I did not think Bardock was going to die. I thought for sure I was going to survive that, but he does have the damage buff because he is the solo character and as well as limit break, so yeah, it does a lot of damage. And honestly, I still really love that super. I know people were so tired of seeing it, much like Bardock level 3, because they were getting mixed off it. No 2H there, Lotus, what are you doing? I'm asleep at the wheel. Into the barrier. But yeah. Speaking of barrier, we clutch it. But yeah, I still really like GT Goku's level 3, and his outro is still one of the best in the game. That being said, we managed to clutch it and we take things 2-1 over Prodigy in Winterside round 3 of the City Mayhem events, and I proceed onward into round 4 of the winners brackets. That being said, I was surprised that I won. Honestly, I outplayed him all 3 games. I choked in game 2 and I let him make the comeback, but I played that a lot better than I thought I was going to. But yeah, that's that for this part, and I'll be back tomorrow, I guess, with the next part. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Hit this video with a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't already, so you can stay tuned for all this content that I'm bringing you. And with all that being said, it's pretty much off today, and I can't find my water. And remember, nothing can happen to you with the bad. Later.